What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is blessed. I hope everyone is having a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everything. It was wonderful, wonderful to see many of you at our 2024 business planning training. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. And I thought it was so amazing, not because of what I experienced, but because of seeing all of your faces and hearing the testimonials and just the energy that you guys left with. Not just excitement, but what we talked about, having a transformational experience where you know that your tomorrow will be different than your yesterday because of what we did at this training. And so there's going to be some of you that watch this video and you registered, but you didn't attend. There's some of you who attended. And I wanted to recap the training, just a quick little recap. So we sow more seed into your brain. And make sure that you don't go back to your old habits. You continue to build momentum to the things that we built upon that day. And so let's go ahead and get into it, right? So the first thing is we started out the event talking about how no longer settling for good information, right? No longer settling for good information. With so much data out in the marketplace, with AI, all that kind of stuff, data is just whatever. Good information is whatever, right? It's always going to go back to applied knowledge. What is it actually doing for your life? How is it actually helping you, right? And so we talked about moving away from being satisfied with what our industry feeds a lot of realtors, which is good information, and moving and chasing transformational experiences, because it's only through true transformation that you have lasting change, lasting blessings, lasting prosperity. And so we talked about the two main ingredients that you need to have a true transformational experience, right? We talked about vulnerability, we talked about transparency, and we talked about the definitions of the two and how those apply to your life. Now, if you really want to know how to have more transformational experiences, you should have been there, right? And so we talked about that. Then we went into talking about how the pretty much till next fourth quarter, beginning of 2025, we're in the third weed out process for the real estate industry, from lenders to title companies to realtors to investors, everybody, right? And so I really went hard into helping everyone understand that there was a percentage of everyone in the room that's not gonna be here 12 months from now, because they're gonna get weeded out. There's a percentage that are gonna survive, just survive, because they got a spouse that can support them, or because they make just enough money to stay in the game and pay their dues. And then there's gonna be a percentage that are able to thrive and not just survive, because they're gonna go after it, right? And they're gonna do everything they can to make sure they thrive and not just survive. And I was very blunt, and I was very coming from a place of love. I was very wanted to send a message in a very sobering way, so that for those of you who are statistically in that first group, that you're going to get weeded out based on your production, based on how you run your business, based on the way you think, based on the way that you are. You have a choice, right? You now know. And so now that you know, you can make a choice to determine, do I want to stay on the path I'm on and be a statistic, or do I want to make a choice and think differently, act differently, be differently, do differently, so I can have a different experience and not be a statistic. And so that was very, very key, very important. We also talked about the gap, right? The gap, and this was awesome, right? We talked to help. I introduced everyone to a principle called bridging the gap, and we talked about where everyone wanted to be at the beginning of the year from a production and revenue standpoint, and where they were at year to date. And then we talked about all the things that made up that gap. And what's funny is all the things that make up your gap can be equivalent to money, a dollar amount, right? And for some people, that's thousands of dollars. For other people, that's tens of thousands. And then for some, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so we talked about the concept of how to close that gap, because while many of you spread yourselves too thin by going to every training in the world, looking at everything, looking at every new lead generation tactic, it's just wasting your time, right? Because if all you did was just close your gap by 50%, guess what? You're literally increasing your income by tens of thousands of dollars, and then for some, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so I let them know that this is not something that's taught to the masses, to the 98 to 99%, right? It's taught to the top 1% because we're willing to spend the money and do what we need to do to get the information, but it's a master key. it's a master key. You don't have to spread yourself too thin. You can understand where your gaps are. You can focus only on those things, spend all your energy, all your time on the things that will close that gap, and watch your income and your goals manifest, right? Then we went into the assessment that we created. And I'll be honest with you guys, we've done this with agents and our brokers before, but we hadn't done it with Will to Win students. And this was the first time. And I was hoping that people would be amazed. I was hoping that people wouldn't just say, oh, it's okay, it's good. I wanted people to be amazed because that's what we saw, with people that they were done it with before. And we got it. We got it. Everybody was just so amazed. They were surprised at how detailed it was. They were surprised at how it helped them look at their business in ways that they've never looked at. It helped them move away from this fluffy, abstract, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to prove in some areas of my business to no, very tangibly, very simplified, very specific. Here are things that I'm very strong in my business. Here are things I'm doing very well in my business. Here are things I thought I was doing well, but I'm actually not doing that very much. Here are things that I didn't pay attention to, but I'm actually excelling in these areas, right? And then here are some things that, man, I thought I was here, and I'm realizing I'm here. And it allowed people to not only just know where they're at, but allowed people to go back to the assessment and say, okay, regarding lead generation, what are the specific things that I need to improve upon in the next 2 weeks, 30 days? Okay, fulfillment. What are the exact things in terms of working with the client that I need to improve upon over the next 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, right? Like tangible things. And we coached you through it, right? And so that was amazing. Then we did the CEO takeover, and people thought we were done. I'll be honest with you. If all we did was the assessment, it was better than, and again, this is not from an ego standpoint. It's from creating a transformational experience in the people that you work with, right? If all we did was the assessment, that would have been enough. That would have been great. But we added the CEO takeover. And I debated if I wanted to include that because, to be honest with you, I encountered that type of process at a CEO mastermind from CEOs all over the country, some international as well, in California, LA, years ago. And so I debated if I should save that for our paid students or give it out free. And I said, you know what? We just gonna give it. We gonna Merry Christmas, right? Merry Christmas. And the CEO takeover was, people were amazed by it. I think what it helped people do, I don't think it does this, is it allowed everyone to get outside of themselves and say, let's determine what's best for your business without you being in the equation, without your baggage, without your emotions, without your limiting beliefs, without your excuses, without your bad disciplines, right? What are the things that your business actually needs from the perspective of a multiple six-figure, already successful CEO? And here's what's awesome. A lot of you guys came up with some great, wonderful things, which lets you know that you have the potential to be a successful CEO, but you're just not realizing that potential yet, right? And so then we talked about how to realize that potential. And so we talked about how accountability has been one of the secrets to my success. Me willing to make myself susceptible to accountability because my goals mean more to me than my ego, right? We talked about A players and B players and C players. We talked about how C players don't really care for accountability because they're not doing much anyway, and they're fine with that. They don't care if you know. We talked about how B players run from accountability because B players want you to think they're doing what they need to be doing, but they know they're not doing what they need to be doing, and so they rather hide, right? They want to give the impression, but they don't really want to create the results, right? And do what's necessary. And then you got A players, and A players run to accountability. Why? Because again, their goals are more important to them than their ego. And so you look at, your top CEOs of all your Fortune 500 companies, all of them have accountability. They have board members, they have stockholders that they're accountable to, a chairman that they're accountable to, a president that they're accountable to. You look at pro athletes, they're accountable to the trainers that they hire, to the coaches that they have, to the owners that hire them, right? And so A players go after accountability because they know that while I can get to a certain level, I need help getting the best out of me. I need help getting me to that other level. And so anytime I wanted to get to another level and I got stuck or I hit a ceiling, I always knew I needed a mentor or a coach to help get me to that next level. I may have been able to do it on my own, but it may have taken me 3 years, 5 years, 10 years to get there. Nah, I wanted to fast track it. And so we discussed that. And then we discussed how we can help, right? Or how we can help with the implementation, because the information was awesome, right? The implementation was awesome. The coaching was awesome, right? To gain the awareness, to simplify things in terms of what needs to be done. But at the end of the day, you got to go out on a daily basis and execute, right? If you don't execute, if you don't implement, none of this matters. And so we made 2 offers to the group of how we can help them with the implementation of it, help them with the execution part, because that is the hardest part once you get over this hump. And so we made the offer for the True Six-Figure Database Roadmap course, right? I'll be honest with you, every single one of you need the True Six-Figure Database Roadmap course. Every single one of you. It's $297. And again, this is not a marketing ploy. It's the true 6-figure database roadmap. So if you have a database and you say, I'm working my database and I get most of my business from my database, my question for you is, are you making 6 figures and are you making multiple 6 figures from your database in a process-driven, systematic way? If not, you need this course. If you're not working your database or you don't really have a database or you know it could be much better, you need this course. We made it cheaper. We made it accessible for everybody to get, because what's funny is you have all these brokerages, all these, national coaches who are now trying to run and say, hey guys, you need to work your database. You need to work your database with all these market changes and market swings, because they know that all your leads, your traditional lead sources are mostly going to suck. All the companies you're buying leads from they're not going to be as good. Also, your skill sets aren't as good, but even the leads comparatively to what they were years ago, they're not going to be as good. And so they know that now more than ever, people are going to be asking for referrals, recommendations. And if you are having a dialed-in database, that's going to be key to not only keep you in the game, but to help you thrive over this next year. And so usually I don't tell people you need to. I say, hey, you're a grown-ass adult. You can do what you want. But if you don't want to be a statistic, you need to do it. Why? Because I'm gonna keep it real. You're gonna spend $300 on a whole bunch of stuff that is not going to make you hundreds of thousands, and is not gonna make you 80, 60, 70,000 over these next couple months. You're just not, right? And so and so what's great about the True Six-Figure Database Roadmap course is obviously you get all the content, the modules of the material. You also get the class recording, so you get to hear all the questions and feedback and interactive with the students that you're gonna be thinking about and have as well. In addition to that, you get invited into our private Facebook group, where you get to see not only the testimonials but the success stories and the things that other students implemented and the results that they got. So that if you're looking at something, you're like, well, I don't know if I want to do that, or I'm not sure how to do that, you can hear someone else say, no, do it, because I did it and here's the results I got. And you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get the results and get the blessings from it. And so again, everybody needs the True Six-Figure Database Roadmap. My question to you, if you think you don't need it, is why would you not want to make 6 figures from a database? Just ask your question. Just ask yourself that. Why would you not want to make 6 figures from your database? Let's even pull it back. Why would you not want to make at least $50,000 a year from your database with, watch this guys, and not have to pay for leads? So I don't know if you got to go sell something. I don't know if you got to go give some blood. I don't know if you need to use a debit card, credit card. I don't know if you need to go do Uber I don't know what you got to do, but get yourself the 6-figure database roadmap. Then we also let people know that we opened up some more one-on-one coaching spots. The one-on-one coaching is for those that have vision, those that have goals for 12 months from now. And they say, I want to get here. I want to make here. I want to be this type of person 12 months from now, and I don't want to take any chances. You can sign up for our one-on-one coaching. That's $1,000 a month, 2 sessions a month. I'm not even going to go into that because, again, if you're someone in this crazy market, if you're someone that says, well, I know my brokerage isn't going to be invested into me being who I want to be, having what I want to have, and making what I want to make 12 months from now. I know my friends aren't. And while my family loves me and supports me, they don't know what I should be doing, how I should be doing it, and they can't help me from a strategic standpoint when I get into certain situations. Yeah, let me get the one-on-one coaching, right? So that's that. So for me, after the event, it was a blessing. Honestly, seeing the amazement in everyone's faces, seeing the amazement that everyone had, seeing how the event was a blessing to everybody, seeing the upgrade in mindset, philosophy, and perspective that everyone had. And I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, right? I wanted to influence people. I wanted to impact people. And so thank you so much to Karen, to Vanessa, to Racy, to everybody involved who helped us put on the event. Thank you to Michael and Christian as well, who helped us put on the event. Thank you guys so much. I think also I was blessed by seeing that some people, they made a shift where now instead of just thinking of things in the way the normal realtor would, they were now having the mindset, philosophy, and perspective that a business person would have, right? So what's next, right? What's next? Here's my recommendations. One, I recommend you time blocking at least 45 minutes to an hour, right? 45 minutes to an hour. If you got to do it in your car, do it in your car. If you got to do it in your office, do it in your office. You got to do it at Starbucks, do it at Starbucks. Wherever you can isolate yourself, where you can sit down and after the mountaintop experience, you can look at everything and you can extract what you need to extract, right? And you can put a strategic plan together, right? A strategic plan together of what your strategy is going to be over this next year, right? And then creating a 30-day plan. So whatever your strategic or vision are for the next 12 months, there's some things you got to tweak, change, implement from what we talked about. And so create also, in addition to that, create a 30-day plan of what you want to implement, what you want to have in place before, let's just say, before the beginning or mid-January, so that you can operate and start knocking out that strategic plan for 2024. Don't wait till January 1st and go, so what do I do again? What do I need to do again? No, that's the wrong approach. So, guys, I'm excited. This was our last event of the year. And like I told some of you guys, I wasn't even planning on starting the World to Win this year. I was thinking 2024, 2025, but it was my team, it was God. If you ever want to know the story, ask me the story, but it was the team, it was God who compelled me to start it in January 2023. And I'm excited because we've helped some people create six figures in their real estate business. We've helped some people make tens of thousands of dollars in their real estate business. We've helped some people transition from thinking like an employee to a business owner. And we have helped people understand how they can grow a real estate business without sacrificing their family, without sacrificing their health, without sacrificing their relationships, without sacrificing their spiritual life as well. And so I'm excited. We did, right now I don't know how many events we did, but we did several events all across the city. And we got some things popping. Vanessa, she's the idea person. And so she has some ideas of things more ways we're going to give you guys value for next year. But guys, if there's anything we can do to help, anything we can do to support, let us know. We love you and we want to see you win. All right? Talk to you soon. Merry Christmas.